Today, I'm going to unbox and take a look at Mezo. The time I'm filming this, it is cold. It's below 15 degrees, windy, and starting to flurry a little bit. And a little bit further north of me, it's full-on snow. But when am I posting this? Well, I'm probably going to be posting this, by the time I post this, it'll probably be springtime. So I thought I would, break open Mezo, which is dealing with kind of the take on the Mayan culture, or at least his influence by the Mayan culture, to get a little bit of a warmer climate to to experience as I film this. What is Mezo? Well, this is a game by John Clowdus. It's produced by Colossal Games. I have some games from Colossal Games. I think Western Legends is probably one of my favorites from that game company, which is kind of a sandbox Western game. This is kind of a big box fighting game of sorts. I think, Blood Rage and some of the similar games in that line. And there are some comparisons when we get into the box. This has big minis and dudes on the map kind of fighting around in area control type manner. But that's about the end of the comparisons, because this game has some unique card control or card driven type mechanics as you're doing the area control. But let's take a look at the back of the box and see what we have here. Another reason I picked this up is this is by the time when I'm filming this is just after the holidays, and I picked this up in the pre-holiday sales. So this kind of goes into Kilroy's bargains, because this is you can see with all this plastic in here, you can imagine this probably retailed at a pretty high price, and I got this for really kind of dirt cheap. So wasn't free, but it might as well have been. It is a time of blood, of ritual, of war. Gods walk among the tribes, each hungering for devotion that gives them form. They may be, many they be, but which will endure the ages above all others. Mezo is an innovative area control game for 2 to 4 players inspired by Mayan mythology. Players control a god and a tribe of warriors, shamans, and a single champion. These tribes will clash for dominance, build pyramids, and make sacrifices to gain immense power, all in the name of their god. As you can see here, you got like 44 pyramid pieces and 32 shaman miniatures, 32 warrior miniatures, 20 god action cards, 24 glyphs, 24 strength reminders, 12 action selection markers. I mean, you got a lot of stuff in here. Tokens and minis. Oh my, 4 god miniatures and god reference cards and god rings. The rings are to put them on the base of the god, because that will be your god for purposes of play, and you'll match it with the color of your base of your shamans and warriors and champion. And that's how, and they'll get a unique set of cards that go along with that god. And so it is asymmetrical in that regard. The way you play your faction, you're going to want to maximize the effects of your kind of god, or the features of your god in its deck, to win the game. Enough of all that. Let's get inside this box and see what is in store for us. As I said, it's so cold out. I thought I needed a little bit. I just that warm sun right there. That's what I was looking for. So a little bit of a box art there. Colossal Games is not known for its boxes. They're kind of thin, but I think you can put everything back in there. And then we've got, in fact, it's kind of bubbling out over the top here, these counters, but because there is an insert in there, so you can put everything back in these little containers. However, you're probably not going to be able to put this vertical. I mean, this is a long box, so it probably should be flat anyway, but kind of limits you on putting stuff vertical, because it will all fall out of those containers. So here's the rule book. It's only 16 pages, and that includes even the end of game and end of age step is on the back. So no player aid, just full-on rules for 16 pages. But those 16 pages are full of images, full color images, explaining all the components, a couple of pages here of all the different components. And then you're going to have important concepts. And some of the people that I've been watching some information on this game before I decided to pick it up, some people have commented on the rule book that it could be better. I think they start off with concepts. They don't really tell you how to play the game. They give you some overall concepts. Then they'll go into how to play the game. And sometimes you're like, in how to play the game, you kind of need to maybe understand some of these concepts. And so they're assuming that, well, you read them, and so you understand them and you know them. And yeah, anyway. Another criticism of the game that I'll just get out here before I'm just opening it up. So this is not necessarily my criticism, but people said that what you have in the box is good, but it makes you wanting more. Of course, they came out with some expansions for this, and I think there was even more content when it was Kickstarted. Yeah, this is a Kickstarter, a beast of or child of Kickstarter. That's a lot of people do that. They'll give you just enough to whet your appetite, and then you want to get all the Kickstarter stuff or all the expansions to really add to it. That was kind of a turnoff for me when I decided to buy this, because I was like, well, I kind of like getting all the content at once. I'm kind of a completionist. However, it's really pricey to get like the Kickstarter edition and to get all this other stuff. And so this was on sale and was so cheap that I was like, you know what, there's enough in that box. I'll deal with it. Now I'm gonna have to fight back the completionist urge to go get that other stuff, but we shall see. So anyway, I digress. So important concepts and terms right here. Here's your action card, and these are the different kind of actions you can do, and they're going to be based on those cards you play. You're going to be drawing some cards and picking certain actions from that to play. And here's an explanation of those. And how you keep track of your, I think, devotion maybe it is, and you get some special powers. Now everybody has the same special powers, but you get to pick how you want to, I guess, unlock those. Here's how you build your pyramids. And so that's just all concepts. Then you got some key terms and keywords. Then you got your setup. So your setup's in the middle of the book, or the rules, and then you got gameplay. So gameplay starts on 10. And so the gameplay is relatively, simple in that regard. And there's not that many pages. You only got like 6 pages of gameplay. However, it's going to rely upon some of these key concepts that are back here at the very beginning. So, again, how you learn rules, that might work perfectly into how you learn rules and play games, but then again, maybe not. Here are those God action cards, and this is what really drives the game, because you've got these different actions. And if you, I think that there's one that if you destroy a glyph or something, you might be able to do more than one action. Otherwise, I think you just got to pick one off these cards. I believe that's how it plays out. Again, don't use this unboxing as an overview of the rules. But I just want to give you just a little bit of an overview. So here's how to resolve conflict in the different areas, and not every area I think is going to be up for conflict. There's these counters that are revealed on this board, and that tells you where the conflict's going to be. So there's some planning and where you position your gods and the like, and that's it. So the rules, again, doesn't look that overwhelming, but again, I'll leave that for you guys to get into. Now, the player boards are actually, they look like they're thicker than normal. I've seen some really thin, almost poster board type player boards or cards before. This one's a little bit thicker than that. Still, you have some tracks, and you're going to be putting counters on that, so they're not indented, so they could be flying around. They are two-sided. I don't know if there's a difference between the sides, but they are two-sided. You've got a red, a blue, a green, and a gold. There you have it. So there's those cards. Here's some pyramids here in 4 different colors. Here's a bunch of counters are in here. And these are these are the counters to tell you which area that you're going to be going into. Shit's been there. Skulls. So these are the rewards. I guess when you win an area, these will be distributed, I guess, randomly out to different areas. And so if you win this area, you're going to get 5 victory points plus 1 victory point for each of your warriors in this conflict. This one gives you 1 for every shaman. So there's like different victory conditions. Then these are double-sided as well. And big counters. I mean, there's a big board, decent thickness. These are to build your pyramids and some other counters there. So those are the counters that go in here. Here is the board. We'll take a look at that here in a second. And then we've got bags, lots of bags here. I don't know where you put those bags at because they're not going to fit into here, other than if you want to put them underneath the. But these aren't really hollowed out, so I don't know where you're going to put those bags at. Oh, put them in there. There you go. So we have a little bit of a storage area, hidden storage area underneath the models. So we've got. Let's look at the plastic bits here. And the miniature, those are those rings that you put on your gods. And then your miniatures are, ooh, that's a small god there. It's different because he's not a separate color. So you're going to have different miniatures for each of the different factions, or at least different colors for the factions, as you can see there. And they're not the world's best miniatures. I mean, I think these might be kind of hard to paint, but I think they're fine. I mean, I think these are fine. I mean, this harkens back to the day when it was just a bonus to get plastic in a game. Now everybody has plastic in the game. What is that guy doing? That's a little bit interesting. So you got miniatures for each of the different colors for your faction, but you're going to have shaman, warriors, and then your champion in there. And there's some different ones in each one of these. All right. And those rings, again, go on the gods. So we'll look at that there a little bit later. Let's look at the gods right now. That's the big stuff, right? So how does this open up? Sometimes they have tape on it, and this time they don't. So these gods, I mean, given what I paid for this is a steal. Look at these minis here. Look at that guy. That is cool. It's like a stone golem or something. And we've got this snake dragon kind of god here. Now these minis I actually think look pretty cool. I mean, the other ones are just kind of basic, but these are, there's quite a bit of detail in these. Oh, it's on a big skull there. That is cool. Oh, look at this. Pouring water and sitting on the water. Cool. Alrighty. So there's that. And then you've got these cards. There's a couple different sets of cards here. Let's see how these open up. And again, this is really kind of what moves the game forward, because you're going to be making decisions based on these. Get this out here. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce these gods because I butcher English. So what am I going to do with this? There's that guy sitting on the waterfall or water. It's kind of cool. So these are like their call cards, I think is what they call, or something like that. I think that's what they're called. These are like special abilities they can use, like smite or move or deploy. So these are some of the special abilities of each one of these different gods. And I think you can use one of these a turn maybe, and then you've got the deck that is really going to run the game is picking out these, picking out which one of these cards you want to use, and then which actions you want to use off of it. And so this one like call, so it lets you maybe go back to one of these special cards here, I think. There you have it. Nice, good quality, kind of tarot size cards, decent quality. Have art on the back of the god, and then the different tasks. And these are, again, asymmetrical. They're going to be different for each one of the gods, I believe. And so that's going to add a lot to your strategy and decisions. And then what do we have here? Looks like these are for that one guy. I wonder why they're in a separate package. No, maybe there was some misprints or something. I don't know. I have to read up on that because this is a whole separate pack of cards here. So I might want to keep those separate for now. Anyway, so you probably want to look at the board. So let me move some of this stuff out of the way here so we can do just that and look at the board, which is a mounted map board. Very nice mounted map board. Oh, it has two sides. This side might just be art. I think Colossal Games does that sometimes, or maybe not. Oh, it's like a dark side. That's cool. I wonder if there's a difference on the player count on the board, because this looks a little bit more open. Maybe not. I don't know. I have to look into that. But there's two sides to the board. And then, let me pull out a little bit here. So you got a victory point track, I assume, around the side. I think this is where your warriors go to die. And then you've got a calendar here. So that'd be interesting how that works out. Immortal calendar, heroic codes, and then conflict. So that you'll be putting one of those larger tiles in here, and that's going to tell you which one of these areas is going to be the conflict for that round. And this is where you put your gods. So, if you put your god here, you're going to be able to affect these three areas. This one, just those two, This one, all three. This one, all three. So I think your god only can do, you can do stuff in the areas that your god is, connected to, I think. And then again, it's an area control type situation. Anyway, there you have it. That is Mezo on this, by the time you're watching, it's probably a warm day, but on this very, very cold day today, in my part of the world. And there you have it. That is what you get in the box of Mezo. Love to know your thoughts on it. This has been around for a while. Again, I just picked it up because it went on to an offer I couldn't refuse type situation. So anyway, thanks all, and thanks for stopping by. Drop your comments. What do you think about this? Is this a game that really does need to have the extra content and the expansions and more gods and stuff like that? Or is it fine just the way it is? There's a lot of plastic in here, and I think the gameplay looks straightforward enough. I'm anxious to get into this. So anyway, thanks all. Take care. Thanks for watching.